Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching. If you're new here, my name is Maria. I do DIYs, hauls, reviews, and more. So thank you for stopping by and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified every time I upload. In today's video, I have 4 modern boho farmhouse DIYs. And this is also in collab with the beautiful and talented Eileen from the Hearts. We are both doing boho DIYs, something different in our channels. So when you are done watching, head over to her channel and see what she came up with. My first DIY will be this beautiful base. I will be using this 7-inch glass vase I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint this white using my apple barrel acrylic paint. And I will be giving this 2 coats of paint. To match the rest of my decor, I painted 1 inch of the top of the vase. And I used my finger to spread it faster, and because the paintbrush took some of the white paint off, you can see it right now. I did end up fixing it later, but now I'm going to add some jute string around the vase. I'm going to use this to cover where the white and brown meet. And I didn't glue this, I tied it instead. And you can leave it like that, but I decided to add some more at the bottom. And I did have to glue this because it kept falling off. I only glued it here and there though. And this is how it looks. To decorate my vase more, I did a tassel out of this Dollar Tree twine. And I used this sign to wrap it around several times, and then I cut it. So because the vase is white and the twine is white, I added some of the brown one and mixed them around. Like that, when I put my tassel on the vase, it doesn't blend. To tie it in the middle, I'm going to use a twine long enough to where I'm gonna use it to tie it to the vase. But before that, I'm going to add this bead, and this bead is from a little bead thing that I got from Dollar General. Once I am done adding the bead, I'm going to tie my tassel to my vase. And that is it. This is how beautiful it turned out. The only thing I did next was add some greenery to it. My second and third DIY will be this wall decor set. I absolutely love how these turned out because they are different but yet the same. I will be using 2 of these Dollar Tree signs, Jumbo Popsicle Sticks and Jute String. I will be using the bag, so the first thing I did was remove the sticker and sand it a little bit. And then I'm going to remove this piece of wood it has in the front because I will be using them again, and I did not remove the string. Next, I will be giving this 2 coats of white paint, and this is the white paint from the brand Apple Barrel. For the next step, there's different options you can do, like using poster letters, stencils, or a Cricut if you have one. But what I will be doing is a transferring method. I'm going to start with the word hour, and all I did was scribble the back and then flipped it around and started tracing it to the sign. As you can see, the word didn't fit in my paper, but that's okay because all I did was just try to finish the rest of the O, and this is how it looks. Once I am done doing this, I will be doing the same thing to the other sign, but this time I will be transferring tribe. And like again, the word didn't fit, so all I did was finish the E. I will use a small paintbrush and black acrylic paint to go over the words. I'm going to stain the little wood sticks I took off from the signs, and I will be using my antique wax to stain these. Next, I'm going to make a V with these two popsicle sticks and then cut them and then stain them using the antique wax. Of course, if you don't have them, you can always just draw the V shape and then just paint it in instead. And then I am going to glue them to each sign. I did this to both signs, by the way. And I also glued the other wood piece to the top. To make the wreaths, I will be using this Dollar Tree jute wire and some Walmart greenery. So I don't glue the stems to the wreath. I will be using a piece of jute string to tie them around like this. For this wreath, I only tied 2 stems. To make this boho, I am going to add some tassels to the bottom of my wreath, and I will be doing them using this string I got from Dollar Tree. To make the tassels, I will be doing the same method I did for the tassel I used for the base. But this time, I'm going to fold it in half and then cut it to make a smaller tassel. And I will be doing this 4 times to make 4 tassels. I did do some tassels different size so I can make them go diagonal. Next, I'm going to tie them to my wreath. I had to trim them to make them even. I will not be gluing the wreath to the sign, so to hang the sign from the wreath, to hang the wreath from the sign, I will be using a piece of the white jute string and then tie it to the wreath and add 1 bead. And then glue the string to the back of the sign. For the other sign, I did the wreath different. I added greenery all around, and I will be doing only 1 tassel for this sign. I will add it to the bottom of the wreath, but before that, I'm going to add 1 bead so like that it can match the rest of my stuff. To hang the wreath from my sign, I will be doing the same thing I did with my first sign. I'm going to add a piece of string to the top of the wreath and then glue that piece of string to the back of the sign. And that is it. This is my second and third DIY. For my fourth DIY, I will be doing this large arrow. To make this, I used 1 large paint stir stick and 5 of the Jumbo Popsicle Sticks. Here, I'm showing you more because I didn't know how much I was gonna use. So I ended up staining like 6 or 7, also just in case I mess up. But anyways, I'm going to stain this using my antique wax. To make the fletching of my arrow, I think that's what it's called, I am using 3 popsicle sticks. I'm going to make 2 of these little pieces. out of 1 popsicle stick. I'm going to make 6 of these little pieces using 3 popsicle sticks. Here I'm going to show you how I did the last, and with 1 popsicle stick, as you can see, I can only make 2 of those little things. So yeah, that is what I'm doing. And that is the fletch. Now I'm going to work in the the arrowhead. So I am basically gonna do a triangle using 2 popsicle sticks like this. I'm going to stain them using the antique wax. I'm going to glue all the parts first before I glue them to the body of the arrow. As you can see, I made them to where they're overlapping like that. I don't need to glue anything to the back to keep them together. I wasn't gonna cut anything from the stick, but when I was putting the triangle at the top, you can see like the little curvy of the handles, and I didn't like that, so I ended up trimming just a little bit off. Now I'm going to glue the arrowhead using my glue gun. Now I'm going to glue the fletches to the arrow, and I'm going to first glue the 2 ones together first, and then I'm going to glue the other ones, but I'm going to glue them leaving a space in between them. And this is how it looks. Now, in order for me to hang this to the wall, I flipped it around and I'm going to add some little hooks with jute string, one behind the arrowhead and the other one behind the fletching. And that is it. I absolutely love how this turned out. This is like 22 inches long. And that is it, guys. I hope you guys like this modern boho farmhouse DIYs. And don't forget to go check out the Hearts channel. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time. Bye.